quote a cybersecurity specialist who's a female when she kept saying to me over and over again, does she know what harassment means when she was finding out about these? Second of all, um, law enforcement is probably not involved. This is not a police matter at this point. This is probably more of an Army intelligence situation, because if it was an FBI matter, it could be a CIA matter. Um, One of the main questions I have was why they didn't get involved earlier. Now, again, this is only coming from my side, not your side. You seem to be much more aware of what was going on, or disbelieving of it. And I had been advised beforehand, because of the incident that happened with Jessica, my friend in Los Angeles, that all of my email, all my texts or posts were going to be kept, even the ones I deleted, and that they would be observed by the FBI. Now, if that's the case and they did not get involved, that concerns me, knowing the FBI. But at the same time, I had been approached by, and I've told you this, and again, I'm Mr. Truth. So it's so easy to prove this a lie that it ruins my whole credibility, all right? By special operations units of the United States Marines that were clearly involved in cybersecurity things. They were under the impression I had some kind of fucking cyber network in my house. And I spoke with him briefly, but they clearly had monitored what had happened, so I knew I was on target with that. Again, also, to post like I did that the internet was going to be majorly hacked before the election, you would think someone would look into that. How did this guy know that? Especially when they claim the Russians were involved. All of that shit has something to do with what is basically a conversation between two friends. The day the phone lines got cut, again, the boyfriends blocking phone calls. Who's answering those phone calls? You know what I'm saying? Why were the police so involved in calling me back when there was that problem with you? Why was I getting texts with your caller ID telling me to kill myself and things like that? Asking, sexual innuendos. All those things all on record. I know you don't know what I'm talking about unless they've talked to you. I have made a plea, an angry one of Dawn's pleas, that I want her appraised on this. I want her advised, because they want me to walk away from this, that I'm not going to walk away until I get some sort of input, if this is even her I'm talking to, that I don't give a fuck if she's got a family. I really don't. That she's been advised that what I was telling her and what was going on regarding even the Los Angeles visit, of getting the phone calls that were telling me that she, in her voice, was trashing my house, that I was getting phone calls in her name and in her voice of all kinds of scandalous shit that was causing conflict, to explain a lot of the things that are going on here. Because if that's well known to you guys, I don't believe that I don't believe that you have not come into contact with someone who's involved in this, and you know it. And someone that's involved in military operations and doing, fake accounts. The whole John Collins incident. And I'm not forgetting about that at all. I'm not forgetting about that at all, because, again, we have incidents where people are taking my posts and using them with you. And that's a big major concern, and I think they know why. You don't know that yet. They're playing you like you don't know anything. And you don't. And you're going to start wondering why it is. Wait a second, so-and-so told me this on the 5th of January. I find out that he read Don's post in May, and he's telling me the same thing Don's telling me. Why would he do something like that? So yeah, I know you got shook up right there. I take this shit very seriously. Very seriously. Trust me, when you have individuals approaching you from the U.S. military, and you have other people who may not be experts, but all have indicated to me that they thought you had been murdered, that may not be the case, but that it is very concerning to me. When you have individuals that are strangers to me, but I know what they do, coming to me and discussing you, your name, the apartment that you lived in, etc., etc., and I know that they're involved in some very unusual things, it's concerning to me. And this is not a one-on-one battle whatsoever. In fact, if anything, it's become, ironically, I've become the center front line to this conflict, and you're not on the good side of it right now. Your silence is not golden, sweetheart. And at the very minimum, make it a Rolling Stone article or put a fucking bullet in my head. I'm that seriously into this. And like I said, it has nothing to do with Jillian anymore. At this point, it's like a national security thing. It ain't Russia, but you done fucked up with a friend of mine. I would do this for anybody who is my friend. And I can paint that picture can get painted very simply. That anyone who has a fucking heart would be very concerned when they were getting these texts and hearing what they were hearing. These people were not strangers to one another, and there's a lot of even implications, which I know are silly between me and you, of what would have happened had they not got involved. And the basically flipping of the switch of turning it around into Don's crazy, you need to stop talking to him, when in fact they're the ones that were steering you away from me, because me and you were supposed to be talking, and we both did say that to each other. We didn't know why, but it was very clear we both were concerned on why is it that we seem to want to be talking to each other to the point to where someone has to cut off the phone lines as if I'm doing some magic on you. So that shit's that's my life right now. I plan on dying on that. Probably will. And something's going to happen here very soon, which is going to be very reflective of what happened to me 5 years ago. And it's going to be supposedly ground shaking. Now, that's not me saying that. I was just advised that something is going to happen, and I mean in October, that would be so large that it would cease people to be able to function for a year. And that, quote unquote, I don't know what this means at all. It wouldn't be a political thing, it would be an astrological thing. And I'm frightened by that because of what happened to me, but I'm also excited by that because I want you to finally fucking see what you should have been talking to me about and telling me about. Because I thought I made it very clear to you from day one when I saw you, when I came to you and saw you on Hainline, and we discussed these topics, that those were in fact tests to prove to you that yes, okay, you were supposed to meet up with someone, okay, and it wasn't a catalog question of whichever one's cuter. It was who came to you first. And then I got bumped. The second, whatever they called him, the second Adam came along. And you don't even want to recognize that. Now, I don't give a fuck about any kind of reward or anything like that. That's what you guys do. All right? What's the problem is you want to call me crazy and tell me I'm harassing you. All right? And people are going to be extremely upset that you have the audacity to say that. Because you wouldn't have been nobody had I not even approached you. All right? This is, like I said, it's my brainchild, literally. So be very cautious with, you're threatening me anytime you don't even talk to me. And at this point, the power is on my side. The Trump thing is fading away. You're going to be losing energy now because he's opening the door for your heads to come in here. All right, but now that people know something is up, something very suspicious is going on, why is this loser getting so much attention? Why are they putting so much money into blocking his shit and causing him problems? Why are they making this girl think that this guy's nuts? Okay, that's important to me. I'm sorry to tell you that. Like I said, I have a long reputation and a resume. That's why I said to you, if you went into your job and they told you, we don't know who you are, you said, that's silly. I have been going through interviews there. You don't even know the fucking half of what's been going on with me. And so, I don't think this is Jillian. I think they got Jillian tucked away somewhere, getting pregnant and putting kids out. So, and I don't give a fuck who you are. And again, I have a reputation of being put into those positions by things that, you guys don't believe in. So whatever I'm intimidated by, torture me, do what you want. Do what you do with my medications. You fuck up all my programs, right? I might even lose a leg over this. I'm not that stupid. I might be crazy, but I'm not crazy where he's incorrect in what he's saying. I fact check myself. Like, if it's not perfect, I don't even say it. And most of the time, it's 3 times worse than what I even think, and you know that. So I don't know where Denver comes into play here. You know what I'm saying? So someone needs to come to me. That whole, ordinary people going through extraordinary circumstances. All right, I'm not going to walk away from it. I'm not just going to die from it, because before it even happened, I had been given semi of a heads up of you better brace yourself for some shit that's about to go down. I tried to do that with her. Okay, she decided to go to the dark side. Now, who am I to say that? Trust me, I know the difference between dark side and light side. Okay, I've never done the stuff she's talking about. I'll yell all fucking day. I'll call her a bitch. I'll even use the C word. That's about as far as it goes, and most people consider that tame when you talk about the shit going on. And I had reason to believe with what she had told me that she was aware of what was going on. She is not a stranger to me. And to sell that and promote that idea is another big red flag. All right. So I don't really care. All right. If anything, I want to leave this with, God damn it, we should have paid this motherfucker off. But if you think I'm the straw man, the guy you thought was the guy is gone. The straw man is the one that's working right. And this is a big fucking deal, and you know it. Even the smallest fraction. Now, I'm not saying I'm a big deal at all. But clearly I'm supposed to be dead at this point, and I'm not. That should really concern you, because now you know why I'm not dead. And the repercussions of that, if that even exists, if that person even exists, if this guy is even associated with that mythical character, you're fucked. And so I'd watch your mouth and be very delicate. I'd be sending me donuts and coming over maybe and talking and having a cup of coffee at this point, if you even started getting a clue that there's now looking like an indication that we've been holding back somebody that people have been looking for. Do you know what I'm saying? Okay, no, that's not the drug talks. That's the Bible talk. It's Sunday. I'm giving you a little homily. All right, peace, love, and light.